Today is maintenance day, and today is a cold one. It may look like I'm just wearing a regular hoodie, but actually I'm wearing like 5 layers under this, so. This is how you wake up your entire neighborhood with the cold start, a very cold start, of a Ducati Panigale V4. I'm definitely ending up on a Facebook post today. 46. It feels colder than 46, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it helped that I didn't sit and wait for the bike to warm up, because usually this bike gives off so much heat that it doesn't matter, and it's like, I can survive, but like, it's not giving off the typical Ducati heat. Well, that was a 15-minute trip that felt like an hour, and I think I'm still early. Oh man, well, I didn't want to be late to the appointment, but I guess it's perfect, because it gives me time to go get some caffeine, right? I need my caffeine, dude. How you doing? Oh, got it. Hey, you too. I had to type in my pen. No, I'm like typing it in with my gloves. That was awful. Alright, I don't really have a concrete plan on how to get this drink to Ducati, which is like right there. It's not that far, but it's just going to be kind of in a pocket. I'm sorry. The worst case scenario is it falls out into the road, and I gotta like play Frogger to go get it. But I got it in a zipper pocket, and I just have to hope it doesn't hit the bike now. And we've arrived! Ducati Cleveland! Yeah! Favorite place on the planet. I just hope they're here. I'm assuming they are. And probably not. Do I really gotta wait? That's alright. I know I'm here early. Oh, it's Jason. Hi, Jason. Jason is one of the techs who works here. Let me double check what time it is. I don't know how early I am. When I got off the highway, it was like a solid 15 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. That's a little bit better. I can wait that out. They did tell me 9 o'clock. Well, as far as I know, that's when they open, but they told me 9. They told me to be here at 9 because they're so busy and they have so many other people to do. They wanted me exactly at 9, and I wasn't going to argue with them, so I tried to be, let's see what they got sitting in the service wing here. They have 2 brand new Ducati Hypers sitting there. They have a green Ducati Street Fighter V2. I don't know why I'm saying Ducati in the name. These are all Ducati. Yeah, literally every bike they have sitting in there right now is a Ducati, so I hate maintaining my bikes. Obviously, I don't want to be here. Would much rather be at home cozying up in my bed right now, but no, gotta do an oil change. Gotta make sure the bike's running right. Oh, they all are open at 8 a.m. Oh, never mind. 8 a.m. Would you look at that? They are open. Oh, no, they're not. Oh. I guess not. Alright. Well, yeah, alright. I guess we'll come around back. Today is Saturday, right? Like, I'm not losing my mind. I am in the middle of finals right now. Finals are next week. This week is like that lead up to finals where you have like all the homework and like you have to study, you have to actually like start studying. And so I'm losing my mind a little bit with like all the stress and trying to make videos and everything like that. But yeah, I'm just talking to myself. It's almost over though, and that's the good part. Really have nothing lined up for the summer, so I just get to focus on this all summer, and that's gonna be fun. I quit my low-level IT job around October last year, so I was working a job, but now that I left that job, I don't have to do that anymore. And to be honest, I was making more in a month on social media than I was at that job in an entire year, so it really just wasn't worth the effort. My time is better spent trying to make better content, so that's what I'm gonna work on. Ooh, okay, I see some people walking. Please help me. It's cold out here. It's cold out here. Whoa. Howdy. Oh, it's busy in here too. Morning. Alright. So I'm trying to stay out of your way because you're the professional, but I'm here to help any way possible, if at all. I'm also very curious to see how the oil looks because I've been beating on this thing for about 800, 900 miles. The first oil change, the oil looked perfect, so that's why I'm like, I wonder. I took it really easy on the first 600 miles and now it's like been beat on. I wonder if there's any difference.
Wake up this morning.
Wow, that looks disgusting. Oh man, yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a rag to that. Wow, there's gotta be some added weight. It can't be good for the bike. That's probably all just Jane lube. Moment of truth, right?
Love it.
That looks perfectly fine.
There's your magnet if you're wondering.
Dude, there's even less metal bits than last time. Beating on this bike, like absolutely beating on it. Dude, I gotta get that on camera. Dude, there's nothing on there. That's crazy. Thoroughly impressed with that. Like, that's less metal shavings I'd see on my Jap bikes, dude. So I think like these motors are some of the best motors you can buy in the market right now, is what I'm saying. And now we get to the fun part, which is cleaning off the rest of the bike. So what I just cleaned up here is so chain lube that comes off of this, that flings off, will collect on this exhaust, on the aftermarket exhaust, which is a little bit of a design flaw on Aquapovic's part, but especially how it gets like solidified on there and you gotta like drag your fingernail over it. I intend on putting many more miles on this bike over the next few years, so.
You don't want to wait and get ready to clean your chain, so it's gonna fling stuff onto your exhaust in there.
Oh man, I just put on chain lube last night.
Oh, did you?
That's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna lube it up for you again.
It's not gonna hurt it. No worries. Is that part of the service?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clean, lube, and adjust the chain.
I usually like cleaning the chain cleaner off of it with water, but I guess like one time's not gonna hurt. It's fine.
Well, funny story, their chain clean and their chain oil is usually got the same kind of solvent.
Oh really?
It's just the difference is that the oil is once the solvent flashes off, it leaves the actual lube behind. This just flashes off.
Huh. See, I used to use kerosene as my chain cleaner. The problem is it literally roasted my one chain on my ZX6R. I don't know if it was the version of the solvent I was using or whatever, but destroyed the O-rings, and so I had a bunch of broken O-rings up and down my chain, and that sucked. I had to replace that chain prematurely. I only had like 3,000 miles on it. But
We don't leave the chain cleaner on now. We do remove it.
you guys know better than me. Like I said, I'm just the hobbyist. You guys actually do this for a living, so you guys have seen way more examples and have way more practice with this stuff. So it's like going to a doctor's appointment and arguing with the doctor. Like it's not. Like, I'm just not gonna win that. Online and in person. What's that stuff?
For your wheels.
Yeah, sure. I hope. Appreciate that. See, this is what I'm talking about, dude. Excellent service here, and that's why I like Ducati so much. It's not because the V4 is such a great motor, but just the dealer experience, coming here and being able, like the fact that they let me do this is insane. No other dealer in the entire state would allow this, which I don't get why, because I'm like, I think if they had like more motorcycle shops that were like this, it would be like kind of a cool thing. Like imagine a place where you could just pull up on your bike, you pay them to like use a bench like this. I'm sure that exists somewhere in the country, but not here. This is the closest I get to it. All right, so let's go over everything that's been done. So we got two of these panels that are very much scratched out. That's all due my own fault. This one's been cleaned. Other side, reasonably clean. Underside of this panel, more clean. Perfect. So those, when they go back on the bike, I can at least clean the outside when I get home. Insides are not going to be perfect. That's whatever. Used a bunch of WD-40 all over the bike. Everything looks good. Now that all the oil has been drained out of it, I guess we're just going to put in some fresh oil. Do you know how much oil these things take?
Usually, it's like around 3.8 to 4 quarts.
Yeah.
I'll know
it's about like what my car takes.
I'll put it in yours here in a second.
Pretty sure my car takes like 3.5. That's nuts. And it is still very cold out and only getting colder. How is it only getting colder? In the meantime, this bike is sold. This is a Diavolo. This is one of my bikes that I listed as, this is literally the #1 best motorcycle I listed in my top 5 video. So I think MSRPs of this bike is 24,000, this bike is 27,000, so it's about 3 more grand. You're missing the full fairing, you're missing clip-ons instead of have these bars. This bike has a much wider tire. Both come with seat cowls. This bike has foldable passenger pegs as opposed to passenger pegs that you have to put on yourself. They both come with the exact same screen on both bikes, the exact same technology, the wheel control, the traction control, everything that you get on that bike, you get on this bike. And the major difference being, well, major similarity and difference is the motors. So on this bike, you get spring valves, and on the Desmo Sedici, you get Desmo valves. So this bike will rev higher, revs to around 14.5, and this bike will rev to, I think, about 10 or 12. 12. I'm gonna say 12. I don't know for sure, but so you sacrifice a little bit of that top end power. You do get a little bit of a boost in low end power, but you also only have to service this bike every 36,000 miles as opposed to every 15,000 miles for valve service. Oil changes, I think on this are 9,000, or it could be the same. This bike is 7,000. I obviously do mine a lot more often, but you don't have to listen to factory oil changes. You can do it whenever you want, as long as it's before that 7,000 mile mark. I think they set them way too conservative, but that's just me. I think I'm just gonna have to wait for the summer and see and go from there. But in the meantime, I still have 2 bikes that I want to put a million miles on, so can't lie though. These are pretty sick. Dude, just look at these massive chicken strips on this bike. I was just telling him, dude, I've tried to lean this thing as far as I can over. I seriously don't think I can. At least on the street, like maybe on a track, but I swear to God, bro, like I have tried. I've leaned as far as I'm comfortable leaning on the street. On pretty much every other bike I've ever owned, I've never had a problem with completely filling out the tire like that. I wish I had another one of my bikes here to show you, but I don't. Wait, I do. I have my old Triumph here. Wait, hold on. I can prove I have ridden super far on a tire before. You got me donuts.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's going on?
Good to see you. I'm just trying to show my video.
Oh.
That I have, yeah, I'm recording. So on my V4, I have you know what chicken strips are, right?
Yes.
I have massive chicken strips on the side. Oh yeah. And leaning on that bike is like, because it's a 200 profile tire, leaning all the way down is like terrifying. Okay. It's scary. So I wanna show my old bike's right here.
Okay, yeah.
So I want to show people I am very capable.
Right.
I'm pretty. Yeah. There's no chicken strip left.
We know.
I've done it before. It's just that bike is that's a 190. That's a 200. So that's way more difficult.
Okay. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe 200 is whole different.
It can lean super far. Just my ability and my confidence in doing so, probably not the best.
Well, I mean, don't. Yeah.
Look at that. They got like solid 1-inch chicken strips on there.
Hey,
you could fit your finger in there.
Oh yeah. That's. I mean, it was still.
It's embarrassing to have it on video. No, that's I mean,
where would you want to be? Here?
I haven't seen any comments about it yet, but I'm sure there's gonna be like someone gonna be like, "Oh, you're barely leaning on that thing. This fake rider." Yeah. There we are. Finally getting into the good stuff.
Oh, this one's great for it.
Oh, it just sucks it right out of there, doesn't it? That's pretty satisfying. You look like you belong on that bike. You look like you belong on that bike.
Ollie, I had serious consideration to buy one.
All right, boys. Here's the grand finale, kind of. We're filling up the bike with Ducati.
Had a big drum up there of Shell oils.
Yeah, you actually measure it out, which is smart. I usually just kind of pray and hope that I don't overfill it, which is, again, why it's better to come here than do it myself, because it's actually done right.
You want to let me know when you see it up in that window?
Yes, sir. Starting to get in the groove of it. So here are the fill lines of the oil. That's the bottom. That's the most. You want it to be, I believe on the V4s, you want it to be right at the top. But once the oil, we have to first fill it up to the top. Let the oil circulate a bit. It's going to come down because it goes through the entirety of the bike. Some goes through the oil filter, and then we have to fill it up again to that top line. This is just basic oil change stuff. I see the oil. It's coming up. It's about halfway, and now it's right at the top line. So now the bike, even though it's at the top line, we're gonna we'll let the oil circulate. It's gonna come down. So we have not put the total amount of oil that you're supposed to put on the bike, but you don't wanna overfill it. So we're gonna let the bike idle, not rev it. You don't wanna ride the bike with this little of oil in it, because this is deceiving. It's not actually the full amount, but it's gonna be fine to idle it. It's not gonna hurt the bike by just idling it with not the proper amount of oil. This is just basic oil change stuff, so that's fine. No damage will occur, it's okay. All right, Tim, it's been a pleasure, man. Nice talking with you. Let me know what you end up deciding. What's going on? Not quite a cold start. Said not quite a cold start, but
yeah.
Getting these things back on. Come on. So much pressure. So much pressure. All right, so yeah, the bike's fully back together. Sorry, I kind of like skipped a little bit of that stuff, but it was just kind of boring putting the fairings back on. Wasn't anything too entertaining, don't worry, you guys didn't miss that much. And it's still very cold outside, so awesome. Jesus Christ. God, dude, this thing is just brutal. That first to second shift is just so much fun to do. There's no other bike in the world that's like this besides another V4. This thing is just so overkill for the street. Like, I don't know. On the highway, it's amazing, but it's like, I wish I had a bike that could do legal stuff. Like, this bike is so incredible that it makes me wish I had a bike that was more reasonable. Like, it's so backward. Quickest pit stop of all time. Alright, let's, I gotta clear the trip gauge on this because there's no gas gauge. Here we go. All good to go. I've been saying this on my... I don't want to talk next to anybody. I've been saying on this page for a while now, I'm looking for a bike that's a little bit more reasonable, but that still is fun and torquey to ride. Like, as fun as this bike is, don't get me wrong, I love my two super bikes. I'm not selling a single one of them. I'm not selling the BMW, I'm not selling the V4. But there is a small desire for a bike that is still fast, fun on the highway, but is comfortable. And that's why I like, the Diavol fits all of that description. But I wish it wasn't as expensive as it was. But at the same time, it's like, it's another V4? I don't know. It sounds pretty similar, if not the exact same. Ooh, I was not looking for that. At the same time, it sounds so similar to this, if not the exact same engine tone. So that's kind of why I'm like, There she goes. She's got fresh oil in her. She's a little dirty, but that is perfect. Could not be happier. And I just got a call from BMW on the way home that my BMW is ready to be picked up. So very cold today, but we are getting a lot of work done, and that's good because that means I'm going to be more ready for next week. So that's good. I'm going to have like all my bikes going to be fresh and ready to go while I am focusing on school. It's just good. It's just good thing. Because I got a lot of homework to do. So this bike stuff's taking up way too much time. So their master tech Zach fixed up my S1000 that wasn't shifting right because of this piece off of my Alpha Racing rear set that I put on, or that Ducati put on. It wasn't any fault of Ducati or my own fault.
Put anything on for dealing with that at all.
I appreciate that.
It's just all under the claim that we're going to put in for the gas cap.
Thank you. You guys didn't, I mean, that was really nice of you, because considering that this was like a fault of a part and not even a warranty issue, like, thank you.
Yeah, it literally took them.
Appreciate you guys taking care of my S1000. That's awesome. Sweet. Yeah, they didn't even charge me anything for that. That's, even though it wasn't a fault of the bike, it was a fault of Alpha Racing, the part that was put on. Awesome, Zach. Thank you, man. Take care. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. So now, hopefully, shouldn't have any problem. And we're still rocking the mismatched rear sets. I don't know if you noticed that, but
actually Zach even noted that on the repair order that, yeah, there's 2 different rear sets.
So, oh, thank you for reminding me. There's a part I need to pick up from the parts department. I'm taking my anger out because I was really frustrated, but like no fault of you guys, obviously,
yeah.
Or no fault of BMW. It's literally just a fault of the company that I bought this from. So,
and keys in the ignition for you, so you're good to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick up that part real quick, but yeah, it should be good. Thank you. Let's go pick up that part.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on? I got a part to pick up with Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Remember that part I ordered a while ago?
No. Which one?
The brake, the part on the rear brake.
Uh-huh.
I ordered that. It was here to pick up. I just never picked it up.
Oh, you didn't pick it up?
No. This is a 2023. The MSRP of these are more expensive than a Diavel. However, it is a 2023 and it is 2024, so I don't, sometimes make compromises. And I'm not talking about myself, so yeah, I don't know. I think these are sweet, but you can also get these in white and they're a little bit cheaper, so I don't necessarily need to match the black that I have on my S1000. Simply food for thought. Not saying anything yet, but it is a possible contender. And wow, it is noisy out here. All right, time to get home and focus on things that actually matter, like homework and stuff like that, because this has been quite the eventful day. Oh boy, there she is. All right, we're gonna let her warm up. Should probably give her a quick wipe down when I get home too, because this thing has been thoroughly covered in pollen. So there is a little bit of conspiracy going on with the S1000s / M1000s, and that these bikes are blowing up. And I'm gonna throw my hat into the ring real quick, just because that's what I do here. This is my YouTube channel. I'm gonna talk about my opinions. I don't think modern motorcycles are that unreliable. I think people that buy these bikes and then throw insane modifications on them and they try to make insane horsepower out of these bikes, I think that is actually what ends up blowing up these motorcycles. Modern motorcycles are built to handle the horsepower that they come with from the factory. They're not going to be built to handle all this insane horsepower that people are putting on them. They're demanding way too much out of them. And so I think anything more than just an air filter, an exhaust and a tune to make the bike run right, I think you are simply demanding too much out of the motorcycle, and the internals on the bike are not going to be able to handle it. Yeah, you might be able to get away with it for a little bit, but not forever. So that's why when it comes to modifications on my own bikes, I usually like to just stick to an exhaust, a tune, and I never have that many issues, if at all. That already feels much better. See, now it's actually shifting right. Alpha Racing, okay? I had to spend another $400 on rear sets just to make it run right. Are you kidding me? That's so annoying, dude. Usually money is equated to quality, so like I spent more trying to get a more quality product for my bike, and I ended up having to spend almost double the amount just to get a working product. How lame is that? Yeah, it's so much smoother. This is like way better in every way already. Thank you, Cells. You guys took care of me. Appreciate that. I always commend good service. And that's the BMW home, so that was the last thing we had to do today. She definitely do need probably some good wipe down, but glad I got this bike back home. It's always nice to have this as an option to ride. So both dealers did me right today. The fact I got this bike back in the same day, I got that bike now, both my bikes back home. That's a good day. And we're all set and ready to ride for next week. So stay tuned, guys. I got a lot of riding to do coming up here. So just got to finish up with finals, and then I'm released to enjoy the summer. Stick around. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.